Middle Age Grind, welcome back. It is January 29th, 2026. Been a minute since I've done my last video. I know I did a Happy New Year video and wanted to share some things that maybe can help you out. And as anything, life kind of gets in the way. And the purpose of this video today is resiliency. All right. And the main reason why I started this channel, and I hope this survives time and can be looked at, is for my kids, all right? And, the lesson I'm going to share with you today, and everybody knows this and everybody has this, we all go through stuff. We all have curveballs thrown our way. And what are some of the things you can do to help mitigate that? But when it happens, sometimes you just have a bad day. And yesterday was one of those days. I was at work doing my thing at State Farm over here. My wife calls me, I guess around 12:30ish and something like that, and says, Ross Nala, which is our dog, our 1.5-year-old female Rottweiler, she's limping really bad. Something's not right. So I go take her to the vet. She has a torn ACL and a torn meniscus. And there's no repairing it, and she's in pain. What do? You have the surgery. $5,500 later, you got to deal with it. It's life. No, I don't have pet insurance. Maybe I should have. I know that's a thing now. Dip into the emergency fund, and that's why it's there, and you deal with it. And it's just, I'm not usually a down person. I don't suffer from depression or generally have a bad outlook on life or anything like that. It's just, yes, I had a bad day yesterday. And I sat my son beside me. I said, Riggs, come sit by Daddy. And I put his arm around him and said, son, let me tell you something. When you get older, you're going to have bad days sometimes. And he's like, I will? And I said, yeah, you will. Not all the time, but sometimes you're going to have a curveball. And I said, as long as I'm around, you can come to me with anything, and I'll be there for you. I don't know if I'll be able to help you financially or not, but, I said, Daddy will be there for you as long as I'm around. And, it's nice to have people to talk to. I have my wife, and my mom, and a couple of good buddies, brother-in-laws, and that sometimes it's not that you don't have the money. It's just, man, I'm not wealthy, and I know most of you watching this, if you get a $100 hit in a day, that wrecks the budget, and you got to do things and move money, and we did. That's okay. And then back in December, along those lines, something, and everybody's okay, but got rear-ended in my Lexus. And, my daughter turned 16 now, and fighting with the insurance company to get payment to get it fixed. And it's just like, man, you're riding around with a messed up bumper and messed up hatchback. And do I make the claim with my insurance, State Farm, and come out my deductible, or fight it to get, and it looks like they're finally going to do the right thing, but it's been almost 2 months now. It's just, you're going to have frustrating times in your life, and I think it's how you react to things more than anything on how your outlook on life is, right? If you just go down in the dumps and just, look, stuff happens. Life's tough. You have to plan. Having an emergency fund, meaning money we keep it away in a savings just for stuff like this. It's sitting there, right? And it sucks to move it over from one to the other to pay that bill, but at least it's there. And now, God, I'm 43 years old. I've been working on my health. I've mentioned that before. Hopefully I'm headed in the right direction in that. I just want to be, I need to lose a little bit of weight. I need to get my cholesterol down, my triglycerides. I've been focused on eating better, whole foods, intermittent fasting for this past new year. It's going pretty well. And yesterday, when this all happened, God, I don't know if you know what this is, but you know, took my kids out for ice cream, and I got a big ass snowball, a banana. A snowball was basically flavored sugar, and I stuffed it with ice cream. Had it stuffed with ice cream, and I'm one of these people when I get overwhelmed, I'm like a stress eater, and I'm not. Some people it's opposite. They don't eat, or they just, you know, and I just blew my diet last night and had that, and today's a new day, you know, and minor changes I've made. Black coffee. I used to put creamer in it every morning. I've been trying to eat in a 6-hour window, fasting the rest of that time to try to get my insulin levels down. And overall, feeling better, but some days you have curveballs, and you know I hadn't been eating sugar or anything like that, and yesterday was different. But resiliency, how you react to things, how you overcome, and having a network of people you can talk to and just vent sometimes. You don't feel alone as much. Because if you have bad things going on or adversity in your life, and you have no one to turn to just to talk sometimes, that's when I find people really, really get sideways and it can go wrong. And I'm fortunate in my life to have people to talk to, you know, and stuff like that goes there. And a lot of times, I'd say more than most, I'm there for people telling me their maladies, and I'm happy to do that too, to help them overcome. And you know, resiliency. That's the topic of the day, and maybe this video, my kids will see this, and when they're my age or something's going to happen, they say, oh, Dad and Mom went through that too, and they made it out all right, and this life goes on. So with that said, I will continue to make videos and topics that will be more pleasing and planning and saving and good stuff, but today I wanted to talk about that. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you real soon on the Middle Age Grind.